Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about why men respond to space. So this is a question that is an important one that women don't understand often don't understand because women heal and connect and feel loved by talking about something. And it's hard to imagine a world where the opposite is true. But for men, this is so often the case that men truly do heal and recalibrate and get perspective in space. And so in this video today, I want to talk about why giving him space is so critical to maintain that beautiful balance of the masculine and feminine, and what giving space really opens up and allows in the relationship or dating or love dynamic. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. So let's dive right into this topic. Number one, men respond to space because it wakes him up to the ways in which he has been taking you for granted. And it makes him realize your value on a deeper level because you're communicating through your actions versus what can often happen is you're verbally telling him your value, which women don't often realize subtly devalues you because men need to feel it. It's much more impactful to demonstrate through actions than to sort of talk about it and not have it backed by actual action. And so this is a really powerful way for him to start to notice the ways in which you value yourself, and you're not just, good old Polly who's going to always be there and loyal to a fault, but you're a woman who knows her value, who wants to be treated in a certain way. And if she isn't, she loves herself way too much to stick around wishing and hoping that someone does the right thing by her. So this is a really, really beautiful way for him to start to wake up to that through your demonstration, through you simply honoring and taking care of yourself. No drama, no games, right? For those of you who know me through my channel or through working with me, I really don't believe in strategy. I really don't believe in games. I believe in authentically taking good, solid care of yourself, connecting to your intuition and to what it is you need to be the best version of yourself and to live in full self-expression as it relates to love, and to really embody those actions and behaviors within you. So this is the consequence of taking good care of ourselves. Other people start to notice, and they start to see the ways in which they just took those little things that you were there for or that you did for granted. And they start to see, wow, okay, she's not just going to do these things and let me treat her in whatever way that I want. Because as I've said before in other videos, we don't often realize that we do have to teach other people how to treat us. And we do this by showing through our actions that what we will accept and what we won't. Number two, it allows a man to self-reflect. When a woman is talking about it or telling him or getting repetitive or getting upset and is perhaps emotional and reacting to the things he's doing or not doing, she's an easy target for him to blame. He can just say, oh, look at her, she's doing this thing again. He doesn't have to do any level of self-reflection. He just does, the littlest amount of work possible because there's an easy excuse right there available to him. But when a woman gives space and she lets her actions do the talking, and she just really shows how much she loves herself, and there's the desire for the relationship to work, but she's not going to fall on the floor and be devastated over it, there is this ability then that opens up for a man to self-reflect, because now you're not giving him an easy excuse. You're not doing anything. And so because of this, he now has to look at himself differently in the ways in which he's showing up. He will kind of subconsciously a high quality man will subconsciously begin to reflect and think, okay, like she hasn't even done anything. What's going on my side? There's no longer that barrier that's easy for him to just dismiss, because of course, as humans, we're always going to try to take the path of least resistance. And who wants to look at themselves and their patterns, right away? We're going to be able to say, no, it's your fault. I don't have to look at this. But once we take away all of those barriers, this opens up the ability to say, okay, I need to go deeper and look at myself, because she's not actually doing anything wrong. And this is a beautiful opportunity that will inspire a high quality man to go deeper, to grow, and to look at himself and why he's pushing someone away, why he's going into certain triggers or defense patterns. And so this is a great way to sort of be the invitation in opening something new up to begin to grow together in intimacy. Number 3. He begins to miss you because you're not always right there to reassure and make things really cozy and comfortable for him. Sometimes we can be loyal to a fault, and we make things so comfortable that it kind of goes back to what I talked about in, the first point that I made in regards to taking one for granted. It's just easy to become too comfortable and complacent when people become overly predictable. So when we take ownership and we start taking really good care of ourselves, we're not playing games, we're not being cold, we're not giving the silent treatment, we're just not giving more, and we're giving the space necessary for things to sort of reset and recalibrate. It wakes him up in a way that when we're on autopilot and just caught in day-to-day patterns and routine, he's not allowed to access, or he's unable to access. So shaking things up and taking really solid care of yourself and not making things so comfortable and cozy for a man allows him to start to miss you. So that means you're not super predictable. You're really saying no when you mean no, and you're not worried about his emotional response. You're not mothering him or babying him or making sure he has every single need and desire met from you. You are being your own person and taking really good care of yourself and allowing him to have his emotional experience. And if that means being uncomfortable or not knowing exactly what's going to happen or where things are, allowing him to be a man and move through that without stepping in to be that overly dependable version of ourselves that often is just a fear response because we're scared. We want to make sure that he knows. And so we tend to overcompensate by reacting to some of those insecurities within. And so when we start to turn inward and ask ourselves, well, what do I need? Or what makes me feel good? Or how do I want to show up? Really grounding and centering before making your next choice allows you to approach the dynamic from such a higher level of quality. So just notice if you move at a fast pace and offer yourself the opportunity to turn inward before making your next choice. And I promise you, it will be of such a higher quality, and you're going to start to tap into this beautiful, empowered woman that lives inside of you. So I hope that these 3 tips are really helpful to you and anything you're experiencing in any stage of love. I would love for you to check out my site, jenmichellecoaching.com. I have a new program, Week of Wisdom. It was inspired by clients' request to receive more support from me. So I'm going to link it below, and I would love for you to check out this special offering if this is something that resonates deeply for you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.